So, good morning, friends. So, today we are going to do a very important question. So, the question is actually find the town judge. So, actually, the question is about so we are given an n is equal to 3 a number, and also we are given a trust. Okay, it is actually a trust vector is being given to us. There are in a town there are n people. So in a town, let's suppose there are n people, 3 people, and it is labeled from 1 to n. There is a rumor that one of the people one of the people is the judge. So we have to find who is the judge. So this is the input given and this is the output. So that is, it is the actually input and it's also input, and we have to find the output. So actually in the sum, so let me suppose, so one is a person who is trusting 3, and 2 is a person who is trusting 3. So but 3 is not trusting any one of them, so then 3 is the judge. So this is what the question is, and that's why 3 is the answer. So exactly 1 should trust 3, 2 should trust 3, but 3 should never trust anyone. So if this condition is satisfied, then the find town judge sum is being solved. So the answer is 3. The town judge trusts nobody. The town judge will never trust nobody. So in this case, the 3 doesn't trusting anyone. 1 is trusting 3, 2 is trusting 3, but 3 is not trusting anyone. If suppose in this question, if 3 comma 1 is being added to extra, then the answer is going to be -1. If any of these cases is not being solved, then at last we have to return -1 as the case. So approach 1 is I'm maintaining 2 arrays and I'm actually doing this sum. So let's see. So first of all, I'm maintaining an in-degree array. First of all, it is actually 0 index based. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm just starting from 1, 2, 3. Here you consider a 0 index array. So in degree, out degree. So 1, 3, 2, 3. So it is being in degree over here, in degree, the arrow pointing towards the in degree. So this pointing point is the in degree. So 3, I'm just incrementing it to 1, and at the 3 also I'm again incrementing to 1. So 1 plus 1 it's being 2, which is being updated over here. In the out degree, 1 has an out degree, 2 has an out degree. So 1 incrementing. So this is the approach, and at last the answer depends on n minus 1. So if suppose I is equal to this 3 is equal to n minus 1, that is size -1, then this 3 is the answer. That's what we should check in this approach 1. So in approach 2, we are not using 2 arrays. Instead of using 2 arrays, I'm using only one single array. So let me take it as n, 3 members in the town, and it is being the mapping given to us. This is trust array. So count 1, 2, 3, 0. I'm just using array based indexing. So if 1 in degree, so this is 1 is in degree, this is out degree. In degree means you have to -1, and out degree means you have to +1. In degree -1, out degree +1. So at last you have to check if I count of I is equal to n minus 1, then return the I. Else you have to return -1. This -1 is being always which we have to return. So first approach 1, we will be seeing this code. So what I'm just doing is vector int in degree, vector int out degree. I'm just creating an array. Okay, let me take this as an array, in degree array, out degree array. Okay, in degree, out degree array. So it is actually n plus 1, and this is also n plus 1. So now I'm just iterating over the trust array. So 1 comma 3, 2 comma 3, I'm just iterating over here, iteration. So now int u is equal to vector 0. So vec of 0, actually 0 in the sense, so this 1 is what my u, and this 3 is what my v. So I have to decrement my u and increment I have to increment my u and increment my v. So out degree, so when it's going towards the outside, also we are incrementing it, and when it's coming inside also we are being incrementing it. Out degree also increment, in degree also increment. Okay, so I guess you will be able to understand. So for int I is equal to 1, I less than equal to n, so we have just iterating over this array till the n, and if in degree of I, so in degree of I is equal to n minus 1, and out degree is equal to 0. In this case in degree is n minus 1 and out degree is 0. When these two conditions are being satisfied, we have to return my I, else return minus 1. This is one of the simplest approach code. Actually this has two arrays, which is being making it so complex. So what we are doing, so in degree one array, out degree one array. So next I am traversing to a trust array, and I'm I'm just initializing two pointers. Actually it's like two variables just pointing to the vector 0 and vector 1. So vector u, int u is equal to vec of 0, so it is pointing over here. Vec of b is pointing over here. So out degree, in degree, out degree, in degree, out degree, in degree. So out degree is also being plus and in degree is also plus. When out degree is equal to 0 and in degree is equal to n minus 1, we have to return I. So we are just adding the both the cases, just making two array, and I'm checking both the condition. Out degree is should be 0 and the incoming pointer towards should be 2. Then you have to return. So this is being one of the approach. Now let's see the approach to code. So just see this count is an array we are creating, and I'm just incrementing the decrementing the in degree and incrementing the incrementing the out degree, and actually 1 is out degree and 3 is in degree. So I'm just decrementing the out degree and incrementing the in degree. So that's what we can see. So out degree is being decremented and out degree is being decremented and in degree is being incremented. So let's see how the code is being. So now we will see the code. So just I'm creating a vector in count n plus 1. So I'm just creating a vector. Now I'm just iterating over the trust array. So this is my u and this is my v. So what I'm just doing is I'm just initializing vec of int u is equal to vec of 0. This is 0, and int v is equal to vec of 1, and count of u minus count v plus plus. Count of u minus. So u, that is my out degree, I'm just decrementing it, and my in degree I'm just incrementing it, which I showed you earlier. So next after that I have to traverse through the count. So the count is actually I less than equal to n, I plus plus. If count of I is equal to n minus 1, then we have to return I and return minus 1. So two new things which I found helpful was this vector declaration. So for declaring a vector, so we are just using the keyword vector followed by the return type of the vector, and next the vector name, and next the size of the vector. In this case we are just using vector int vec, the name of the vector, and size is n plus 1. For traversing we are using for vector int ampersand vector and the traversal name. So in this case traversal name is trust. So this is the new concept which you have learned. So now I'll just show in the leetcode how this question is being accepted. So let's see. Yeah, I have coded my approach over here, the second approach, and I have accepted all the test cases, and my let's just see. Yeah, accepted, and all the test cases being passed. Okay, thank you.